What's going on, guys? This is Cameron from Team Wing It, and I got my boy Taylor. We just came back from the regionals, and Taylor, just let them know what you did.
Yeah, so went to the Greenville regional, South Carolina this weekend. Funny story, I wasn't supposed to be going to that regional. I only went because Reed wanted to go. Shout out to Reed. And I'd already got my invite, didn't really care about going. Didn't want to keep playing the same deck I've been playing, so Reed convinced me to go, and I told him that I would just pick up these Blue Eyes cards. I would read them on the way to the regional and see how it goes, and it worked out. I got a mat and a cool deck box, and I finished third. I went, it was 9 rounds, finished 8-1. I only lost to my buddy Dave, who got first place and won the regional, so congrats to him, shout out to Dave. But yeah, so we'll just kind of get into the list. Like I said, built it kind of last minute. Didn't have any testing. First time I ever played a game with this deck was round 1 of the regional, so pretty cool. So anyway, cool mat. That's going. Team Wicked. All right, so we'll start with the list. Played 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon. This card is a brick.
But it's broken, apparently.
It's amazing, yeah. It's so good. I attacked for game like 3 times with this card. It was cool. So I finally knew what my deck did by like round 6, 7, something like that, and I actually knew what I was doing the last couple of rounds. But yeah, it was great. I have my matchups too. Let's see. I played round 1. I played Tempai, beat that 2-1. I played Gimmick Puppets round 2. I beat them. Lost to Dave, who won in round 3. Then I played Malice, beat that. Played Rise of Fiendsmith, beat that. Played Centurion round 6, beat that. Then I played 3 Fiendsmith Rizils in a row from round 7 through 9 and beat all those. And like I said, ended up finishing 3rd. So anyway, 2 Blue Eyes. You need it for just to play the deck. It does everything that you need to do with the combo. So yep, 2 of those. You can play 3, I guess, but you're not Kaiba, so
or Todd.
Yeah, you should probably just play 2. My cool common Sages with Eyes of Blue. I think this card resolved maybe twice all tournament, but it resolved is pretty good. You can search Valor off this, which is neat. And then you guys know I'm a triplet dad, so I got triplet daughters. So these are my triplets, the maidens. This is Adeliza, Esme, and Freya. Shout out to my babies. This card's great. It searches the best trap card in the game, which is True Light. And True Light just does everything for this deck. All right, 3 of those. Only played 2 Wishes. It's kind of controversial, I guess. A lot of decks play 3 of this card. I know one guy that won a regional only played 1 of it. I can see the argument for everything. I just felt like 2 without having any kind of experience with the deck or anything. Like shout out to Chandler, he also topped and played a similar deck list. I messaged him like the night before and was like, hey, do you have a list for this? And I kind of used it as a template for this, and he was playing 2 of this card. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll just do that. And it worked out. This card resolved like maybe once or twice all day. It gets ashed. You activate it, you discard a card, you -1, and it gets ashed. That's what that card does. Field Spell, Mausoleum, just part of the engine. How you get in the combo. Roar, really good. Just summon. I actually, against my mouse opponent, I had both of my Blue Eyes White Dragons were banished because of Shifter, and I was able to bring one back in game 3 and just attack him for game with it because of this card. And then the Majesty Trap. This one non-target pops up to 2 in this version of the deck. If you play 3 Blue Eyes, it would pop up to 3. This card's great because we're card in the extra deck that lets you just reset trap cards, Tyrant Dragon. So I looped this card a bunch of times. I never really did I ended on Seal's Pass most of the time with this deck, and it just got me there. Like Seal's Trap Pass was really good. True Light does everything with the deck. It searches all these spells and traps, puts them on the field. Sets them, and then you can also just keep summoning Blue Eyes from hand or graveyard every turn, and it's great.
Summon regular Blue Eyes or any of the fusions?
Yeah, regular Blue Eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, just a regular Blue Eyes White Dragon with that one. And then the reason this deck is good are the Primite cards. So played 3-barrel. Every game that I saw this card, I won. Or every game I opened this card, I won. The one match I got 2-0 by Dave, I didn't see this card at all the entire match and just lost. So it searches either Lordly Load or Drill Beam. So all these cards, except for this one, these get to the other ones, gets to this. This card is broken. Like, I would literally end on Erratic Seals, a face-up Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then this set, and you just win the game. You bounce a card, summon a Magnemite, search another copy of something, either Druid's Worm or another Barrel, and then Barrel just keeps coming back every turn from graveyard. It's Sinister Serpent on crack, and then Drill Beam just negates and banishes everything and resets itself, so you can just keep doing it over and over again. Played 2 Bestials. This is kind of getting into non-engine stuff, so that's all the engine cards. Non-engine, just Magnemite, 1 Druid's Worm. They were good and everything. Banished a lot of Fiendsmith cards with them. They were great. And Magnemite's cool because it searches Barrel. So hand traps, I think there's...
All right, y'all, I'm making a wild prediction.
Yeah.
One of these is coming on to next week. I don't know which one, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see.
I hope they don't ban those cards. But anyway, so there's 20 hand traps in this deck. So it's like 21 engines, 41 cards. So this and the rest is just all hand traps. 3 Fuaros. Fun fact, if you activate 2 of these on your opponent's turn, game 1, they just pass. And then you get to kill them. It's
Shouldn't
really
be
cool.
summoning.
Yeah, it's a cool thing that card does. Played 3 Ash, and then 3 Veiler. Fun thing about Veiler is sometimes it's a combo starter because the new Blue Eyes Link just requires either 1 level 4 lower dragon or 1 level 4 lower spellcaster. And I can't tell you how many times I normal summoned Veiler and comboed with it. So that was cool. And that's also searchable in this deck. And 3 Imperm. Self-explanatory, card's great. I went with a bunch of 2-ofs. Shout out to Cameron behind the camera. He's always a 2-of guy. So 2 Dominus Purge, because this deck can play it. It only kind of interferes with the Bestials. You just do those first, or Ash, do the Ash first. 2 Nib. Came up once or twice. And then Ogre. Ogre was really good. It's good in the mirror. Didn't play any mirrors. It was good against the Rizal decks, just popping duo drives. It actually came up against Gimmick Puppets, where I was able to pop their field spell, because that deck's terrifying. So that card was really good.
Does it being a light tuner matter, or no?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Chandler was talking to me about maybe we play like just to have it as an extender, and then another interruption on opponent's turn, like play E-Telly. But like it just, that situation really never came up for me at all. I don't know that I'd do that. Maybe worth testing that. So that's the main deck, 41 cards. Go into the extra deck now. Shout out to Freerin and Jinwoo. So I went with pretty standard. I didn't do all the crazy like Quasar whatever that I didn't just have time to do, like learn all those combos, and I think they're just like win more. So 2 Spirit, it's the Link 1, searches the field spell. It lets you summon a Blue Eyes from hand or grave by tributing itself. It locks you into dragons while it's on the field, which really isn't a problem with this deck. Then I went with 2 Seals. This was good. The only reason I played 2 is like there's lines where after you get nibbed, and you have this one on the field and at tribute, you can just make another one after you get nibbed, so it just does the same thing. So that was, like I said, didn't have any experience with the deck or anything, like no testing at all, so I was like, I'll be safe and play 2 of that, so that was good. I went with just more Link monsters. Lina was really good, so everything's light in this deck, so you can make Lina really easily. Lina just takes detonators out of your opponent's graveyard, and you just get a detonator, and you're just playing Rizal, and Rizal's the best deck, so you win. SP came up a couple of times, just kind of utility card to get rid of problem cards. My favorite card in the extra deck is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon.
It's a common, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best. You should always just play that card as a common. So Tyrant Dragon, what it does, you can contact it if you have a Blue Eyes with an equip spell, and Wishes lets you equip this thing to one of your Blue Eyes that's on the field, and then you just contact it away for this. And Tyrant Dragon has 3,400 attack and attack all your opponent's monsters once a piece, and then in damage calculation or damage step, beginning damage step, end damage step, one of those things, it could reset any trap from your deck. So you just keep recycling Dominus Purges, Imperms, any of the Blue Eyes traps, just resets those. So card was crazy. This one's cool. Get it in the graveyard. It can keep your Blue Eyes monster, can negate a targeting effect by your opponent on one of your Blue Eyes monsters and negate it and destroy it. So that card's really good. This Spirit Dragon, also shout out these commons from the structure deck. This card's really good, but I probably only summoned this card 4 or 5 times the whole tournament. I really just didn't know what I was doing with it. Like I summoned, I like by round like 7 or 8, I was summoning like 2 of them, and kind of figured out how to do that as I went. But this card's great. It actually, if you summon this against Gimmick Puppets, they can't summon 2 monsters at the same time, which is hilarious because that's what that deck does in order to FTK you. So you just summon this, they lose. And then it also has a cool effect where it just says your Fiendsmith cards don't do anything. My last 2 opponents of the day, I just sat on one of these and Spheres, and they just couldn't out it. Their buddy had all Fiendsmith engine and no Ryzeal, and it just won me the game.
That's what they get.
Yeah, I mean, stop using graveyard effects. This negates Desiree in Grave. Like, oops. I had it twice happen. I summoned this into like the trap board with the Fiendsmith trap. I summoned this. They were like, effect of the trap. Cool. Effect Desiree. Negate. So yeah, that was good. This also tags out. They tribute themselves during the other player's turn. Tag out into other Light Dragon monsters, and my 3 targets for that were Lightstorm Dragon. Never summoned it. It pops spell or trap cards when it's summoned out, which is really good. The Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. It's a negate. It says your opponents can't banish cards out of your graveyard. It's got 3,500 attack. It never lives long enough for you to attack with it. It always dies, but when it dies, it brings back another Light Dragon from your graveyard, which is cool, so it can just recycle this back, put another body on the field. I summoned it a couple of times. And then I summoned this a couple of times to out, like, detonators, to out duo drives, bounce it back to hand, Black Rose Moonlight, really good. And then just some utility stuff with the XYZ monsters. Typhon, you only ever summon this card, I feel like, when you're losing, so I didn't lose very much this tournament, so I never had to summon this, maybe once. And then I played Aggregator because of my side deck. I play Ultimate Slayer, so the only reason that was in there. Actually, it's funny, you can hard make this card in this deck because it's 2 9s, but it just never comes up. Alright, and then in the side, shout out to Fidel, teammate Fidel. He helped me kind of craft most of this side deck, especially like the last few cards in it. Yeah, we'll mix it up. Shout out to Fidel at the end. So anyway, 3 Lancia for Malice, 2 Chaos Hunter for Malice as well. Only played 1. I got to resolve Lancia twice against him and just won me the game.
Shouldn't be banishing.
Yep. And then played 2 talents. Shout out to Fidel for telling me to play these cards. I played Call By for going first. I drew this a lot. I never drew Call By. This took 2 detonators and won me the games with those, which was good. And then Ultimate Slayer came up, funny enough, against the Centurion matchup, and I just sent one of the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons, or actually the Lightstorm Dragon, I sent to the graveyard to out one of his Synchro monsters, and ended up winning with that. And then shout out to Vidal for telling me to play Droll. I drew this card a lot. I never resolved its effect, but cool thing, it is a level 4 or lower spellcaster monster. So there were definitely 2 games where I normal summoned this and made Spirit with it. So it's a combo piece. And then this card's cheating.
Who's draining skills.
Yep. I never saw it.
Shouldn't need skills.
Would have been really cool if I did. I probably would have won some more games. But yeah, skill drain, great card.
Stop using monster effects.
That was it.
All right, any shout outs?
Yep. Shout out Team Wicked. Shout out to Wicked Deals. Shout out to Augie's Games. Shout out to Grimoire, our sponsors. Great deck boxes, great play mats. Like I said, shout out to Dave for winning the regional. Shout out to Reed for driving me to the regional.
Konami, y'all did y'all thing with
They
this.
did, man. It's nice. It's
about time.
I don't like the color. They should change the color. Oranges, go Dogs. But yeah. But no, other than that, great regional. Had a great time. Glad to talk with Dave and Chandler. And yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the channel, other than playing like retro formats. But hey, we dueled a little bit. It was fun.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, guys.
See ya.